I'm the dude. So that's what you call me, you know? That or his dudeness or duder or, El Duderino.
Welcome Slotcar addicts, welcome Slotcar family back to my channel, or if you're first timer, very warm welcome. Today we're going to take a look at a private track that we sometimes race. It's called Richy's. It's a two-lane Carrera track with lots of details, as you can see, and always fun to drive. So let's jump in. This is what it looks like from the driver's stand. It's a small, twisty, two-lane figure eight track where you've got one of the timekeeping monitors next to you. That's what the driver stand looks like to the left and to the right. We use 4mm plugs marked with brakes, minus and plus. So if you know your controller, it's quite easy to plug in. A little aid there from cream, sun cream, and of course something to clean the tires. Now again, the track has got so many details in it, unbelievable, and he's still not finished. And although it's rather a flat track, so not too many buildings or anything, again, a lot of detail. This stone is out of his garden, and it actually looks like a small mountain that is right next to the house where we are at the moment. Now this garage is from Magnetic Racing, the Slim Fit garage, I call it, because they do offer slim buildings. Back to the winding road track there, marked with the colors so that it's easier for the marshals to put in the cars in case they deslot. Plus, there is a lot of cars on display that you can very easily get distracted, like me right now, because I wanted to do the track. But we'll jump into those displayed cars a little later with a little more detail. So stay tuned. Yes, we'll have a closer look onto those ones as well. All 24, by the way, in case you didn't notice. And this is the Carrera corner where he collects and saves all his Carrera cars. Next to it is the shelf with all scratch-built cars, which means it's either original Carrera bodies, kit bodies, Lexan bodies, all twisted, tweaked, worked on, different tires, different gear, different chassis, original chassis, different layout, whatever there is. You name it, you'll find it there. Back to the track, but again, you'll get very easily distracted because right underneath there, we have a Carrera Universal, one of the first Carrera tracks and cars there was in 32, and two old Vipers and a Corvette from Carrera. Second timekeeping monitor or screen for the drivers and also for the marshals to keep track. A BRM car, the two only 32 cars he runs actually from slotted there in the garage, another BRM to the right. Again, you get distracted quite easily. Let's have a little look at the Magnetic Racing Slim Fit buildings, as I call them. Just perfect for this type of layout where you don't have that much space to put buildings. Plus scratch-built gantry, also Magnetic Racing, that he put the lights in for the timekeeping for the start and finish line. And again, a lot of details wherever you look. I just can't stop looking at the track and going back and forth, although it's just like 2.5 meters or something in length, but you find so many details on that track. Unbelievable, unbelievable. This is again the start-finish gantry with the lights in for the timekeeping, and very well detailed, as mentioned. I just love his work, to be honest. Although The track and I don't get along too well. I'm always one of the slowest on this track. It's a love-hate, let's put it that way. I love the track hates me. No, just kidding. Um, so let's jump into the Carrera collection there is. It's all exclusive from the old exclusive brand, so 1 to 24 before the digital thing started in 24. All cars that were available at that time, or many cars, not all of them. You'll find Le Mans Audis, old Jaguars, Ferrari, BMW from Le Mans, an old C6 Porsche, Corvettes, Audis again in different liveries, many Porsches, of course, many 911s, BMW M1 down there, and of course, not to miss Ferrari, a Panos, no, a second Panos. They used to drive in the Le Mans class as well, the Cobra, and yes, the old-fashioned streamlining uh, Auto Union and Mercedes cars. That's his so-called scrapyard, which means bodies on standby to be finished or available for scratch build. Very rare 1 to 28 Formula One kits there from Tamiya, where you can build very well or very easily a stock car out of it. And those boxes that are marked, it's actually those cars that are written on, or the brands are in those boxes. So he just needs to take them out and already knows what's in there. Again, many cars saved on standby to be raced, to be loved, to be driven. A 1 to 24 Formula One, yes, he still needs to build up that one. And there we are again, Carrera bodies. That's 4 NASCAR kit bodies that were set up as slot cars. And again, the 2 streamlined old cars, and that's, I think that's kits put on chassis. So scratch built as well. And up there are still kits that he has that are to be built. So they're all original, all parts in there, just waiting to be grabbed and set up. Many beautiful cars. Of course, you need to look up some pictures once in a while. So racing books and slot car books, and more scratch built cars in there. Scale auto cars. There's a NASCAR back there. Again, scale auto, then a BRM, Alfa Romeo, 4 Ford Escorts, all scratch built, all kits. That's a Nissan. Then we've got a Corvette there, a Ferrari 512, 3 Formula One cars, Lexan bodies, by the way, the Formula 2 from TTS, and that's 1 Formula One from Carrera and 1 Indy car from Carrera, 1 to 24. Again, don't forget, most of the cars, or only 2 cars in his collection, are 32s. Again, the track layout is something very special, as is his details now. So let's check out again and do flyover on the track to get it, or to catch it in full size. Yes, getting distracted again, I know. I hate the cameraman. Focusing on the track again. And wherever you look, there is details. Wherever you look, there's figurines. Wherever you look, there is something to find, something to see. I just love the track because it's set up in a very small space, but big enough to have fun, big enough to challenge me every time I drive there. Believe me. Again, it's a love-hate. And a lot of banter. As you can see, the guys in the background having a good chat on slot cars or whatever topic there is to talk about. So I also love that stone wall, by the way, in case you didn't notice back there. All handmade. Now back to the mountain in the turn. And this is what it looks like if you have a 1 to 32 NSR Porsche 908 on track. yeah, just ripping it. But again, most of the time we drive the 24 cars. That's another NSR. That's the Ford GT40, I think it is, the Mark IV. And yes, the details we've all seen. So as we don't drive on that track too often, you can see it's quite slippery. Maybe that's one of the reasons I don't like it too much, but it forms your character, let's put it that way. That's what we call those kind of tracks. No, we don't use too many straights. Yes, we have a lot of corners to be taken care of. Again, the view from the driver's stand, but of course, there's also a little workbench in there. All fits in there perfectly. Spare parts on hand, spare parts on the wall, kits, a few chassis, and everything you need, it's all there. And he prepares great 24 cars, believe me. Really nice to drive with all different kinds of tires, whether it's urethane, rubber, foam. He's a great builder, so I really like it a lot. Taking care of his guests, a little coffee, little cake, little water, and a very nice setup workbench. Yes, this is the final view on Richy's two-lane Carrera track that we enjoyed yesterday. Slotcar family, this was it. If you like what you've seen, don't forget to press that like button, share, leave comments, subscribe, and as always, don't forget, there's more to come.